What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on the Googan Squad channel. Today we are doing the mystery tackle box challenge, but instead of doing what we normally do, which is take this box to one location and then we all fish, normally like a 2v2 style, today we're doing something different. We are going to different places around the world and using the baits in this box to catch fish. Now, for those of you that do not know what Mystery Tackle Box is, it is a monthly subscription box. Gets sent to your house every single month, filled with fishing lures. Now, this one right here, this is the MTB Pro Box. This is filled with bass fishing lures, but if you're not just a bass fisherman, maybe you're a cat fisherman, pan fisherman, Mystery Tackle Box has everything that you need. I will leave the link down below. Use promo code Googan, you get 10 bucks off your very first box. So to start off this video, we are going to go to Alex Perrick, better known as AP Bassing. He's up north. He's in Michigan fishing for smallmouth. So he's going to take one lure out of this month's MTB Pro Box to see if he can catch some fish.
AP Bassing here, Perrick, big nose, smallmouth slayer. I don't think anybody's ever called me that, but MTB Pro Box. We had this awesome idea where we all got to pick one bait. I'm gonna pick the reins. I actually took one out of the box just to kind of see how it'd be rigged up. But we're out here, I'm in I'm somewhere in Michigan, and I am smallmouth fishing. You know, that is my favorite thing to do in the whole world. And I'm throwing a little drop shot with this reins. We're gonna see if we can get it done today. I got actually Chris getting in the water, filming some underwater stuff for me. So hopefully this turns out good. We're about to get washed out by the sun, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Hooked up. Oh. It's my second fish on these reins, little reins bait. Looks like a little octopus down there. Boat flip. These smallies just can't resist that little bait. Just throwing a little drop shot and rigging that thing. I'll call it wacky style, but I don't really know how it's called because it's got 4 tentacles and they hate it on their beds. They think it's a little shad or a little bluegill trying to eat their eggs, and that fish smoked it. Another one on that reins. Oh, it's a better fish. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Sorry about the wind. That little bait just hovers over the bed and they just freaking hate it. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Look at how clear that water is. Michigan smallmouth at its best. Oh yes. Look at that little guy. Hook pops right out. Fish goes right back to the bed. Perfect.
So the bait I'm going to be starting with is this Charlie's worm. It's a black worm that I got out of the MTB Pro Box. I'm going to be throwing it on a good old-fashioned shaky head. That's what we are going to be starting off with. I think that'll do the trick. I don't know, I have boots. Is it cold? It's slippery, I'll tell you what. It's pretty slick, yeah. Oh, whoa, did you see that? You see that? Oh, I can see him, he's a little dude. He's looking at my bait, he's looking at my bait. Oh, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it. There we go, look at that. That was crazy, look at another one just busted over there. There we go. First fish, wow, that was quick. Look at that, just a little creek bass right there. Fine, deep pockets. There you go, little dude. He's gonna take off quick, he's gonna take off quick. There he goes. That was so cool.
Now for the third bait in the mystery tackle box, I'm going to be taking this. This is the V&M. This is the high tail shad. I'm gonna be rigging it on the back of a swim jig, fishing in Nebraska over the tops of grass, looking for largemouth bass.
There's one. What is that? Dude, it's big.
Is it?
It's got me in the weeds.
Pike. It might be.
Dude, that was the first cast with that freaking swim jig.
I think it is a pike.
No, it's a bass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bass. Dude, that was first cast. What? What the heck? That was so strange. First cast I made. That might be a good sign. That is awesome. See you later, little guy. Heck yes. I'll show you guys the bait that I'm throwing here. It's just a little shad swim jig, and I never throw swim jigs. I always throw the chatterbaits. But like I said, there's been a cold front, and I think these fish are just very, very finicky. They want something very subtle. Something like this that'll kind of sneak right past them, and this little swim bait on the back. There you go. Hog on.
Fish?
Hog on.
Giant?
I actually have no idea if there's a fish on.
Is there?
I have no idea.
Mystery?
Oh, that's a fish. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a good one too. He was just coming right at me. You jokester? Get up in here, boy. Woo! Now we're talking. That's a solid little fish. Now we're fishing the dam. See, little guy.
Playing now.
We came to the dam, and the wind is blowing into the dam, which is always a good thing. You always want to fish wind-blown stuff anytime you're trying to, like, you know, find where the bait fish are and whatnot. And then there's also these little scattered trees. And Ryan's throwing a little Texas rig, so he's just kind of flipping and pitching the trees, and then I'm somewhat cranking the outsides with these little swim jig. There's something that imitates a little crappie, a little bluegill, little bait fish.
There we go. Yes! That was so cool. The fish was literally under the bank.
Hey guys, John B here, back from the United Kingdom in Texas. And just like all the other Googans, today I'm going to talk to you about how I personally would fish one of the baits that you may have received in this month's June Mystery Tackle Box Pro Box. So here it is. You guys got to see how Peric, Flair, and Rob fished with the baits within this box. Now I'm going to pick one and talk to you about how I personally would fish it on a little urban pond, just like the one I'm at today. So the bait I chose out of this month's MTB Pro Box to pick apart this little urban pond today is the Biovex Stand Gun Spinnerbait. This is a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait. And being that it is summertime in Texas, some of these fish could be pretty riled up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie this spinnerbait on, work this wood and concrete pylon looking things. I don't even know what you would call these. They're pretty crazy looking. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this spinnerbait and work it along the structure and show you guys how I personally like to break apart something that looks similar to this that maybe you'd find in one of your local urban ponds, whether it be up north or down south. So the funny thing is although I haven't gotten a chance to use this spinnerbait yet in the States, I did happen to use it while I was over in England, and I actually caught my first overseas pike using the Biovex Stand Gun Spinnerbait. Absolutely cranked the thing. So today I'm going to teach you how to use it for bass in the States. Whether you live up north or down south, these tips will apply to you, and hopefully we'll put a big fish in your boat or on land if you're a bank angler.
All right, got the trusty chest mount on. I'm all rigged up. Real quick, I want to show you guys the spinnerbait up close and personal in my hand. Doesn't it just look extremely sexy? Anyway, like I said, the bait today is the Biovex Stand Gun Spinnerbait. Before I fish it, I want to show you like 2 ways you can basically rig it before you start casting. One of which, just fish it like this, plain old, nothing crazy, just blade, hook, and skirt. Now the other way you can actually fish this is by putting a little swim bait on the back.
Now, if you're looking for like a slower presentation, or if you want to add a little bit of bulk to your spinnerbait, then you can add a little tiny swim bait. Just bite the head off just a bit, slide it on there, and zing, you are set. So that's how I'm going to fish today. That's usually how I fish it. It just makes it look a little bit more, I don't know, it's a little bit bulkier. Okay, all right, so I got a lot here. I've got concrete, I've got wood, I've got junk. A lot of urban ponds here in Dallas have a lot of junk in them. So the first thing I'm going to do is line myself up with one of these concrete looking pilings and just cast right along it and just slowly work that spinnerbait back. It's really simple. The spinnerbait's a really, really straightforward, easy bait to fish. I don't know if you can tell, but these things are parallel to each other, so I'm going to use this to my advantage. Usually fish tend to sit close to concrete and wood and things of that nature, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast right along this, feed out some lines so that spinnerbait sinks a bit, give it a good hard twitch to get those blades thumping, and then just crank it back in. Really, the main goal you're trying to achieve with a spinnerbait like this stand gun is you want to imitate some sort of bait fish, whether it be bluegill, shiner, shad, whatever. You're trying to get these fish triggered. You're trying to get them pissed off and mad. So by doing so, the closer you can get to concrete, brush piles, things of that nature, the more likely you are to get bit. Now here's the other thing too, is a lot of times, when you want to trigger that fish to eat and get on that shad pattern, you usually try to opt for a crankbait, but the thing is the crankbait's got 2 troubles or sometimes 3 troubles, and you really can't throw a crankbait in nasty stuff like brush or entanglements or maybe, sunken docks or anything of that nature. So that's when the spinnerbait comes into play. There's really only one hook on here, and the likelihood of this thing getting snagged in any sort of brush or timber is a lot less likely than throwing a crankbait right into a brush pile. I personally like throwing the spinnerbait in really tight cover, like as tight as I possibly can to somewhere where I think there's going to be a bass or a fish that is on the prowl. Whereas I wouldn't feel comfortable throwing a crankbait like super tight to this because I know there's brush down there that I could get snagged on. I feel way more comfortable throwing a spinnerbait along here, waiting for a little bite. So that's kind of my mindset and outlook on the whole spinnerbait game. And this one, in my opinion, is a quality spinnerbait. 2 willow leaf blades, 1 silver, 1 gold, personally my favorite. And this head design is pretty solid too. I'm basically gonna wrap up today by fishing up these little concrete pilings and hope for maybe a bite, a big old chomp. So there you have it, folks. The Biovex stand gun spinnerbait for you. Thank you guys so much for watching today's Googan video. If you guys want to see more videos like this where we break down some of the lures within the box or maybe other lures just in general, let us know in the comment section below. Also, drop us a comment and let us know what your favorite bait out of this month's or past month's MTB box was, whether it be the spinnerbait or the crankbait or anything you got that really stood out to you that you really felt was a good bait and that you caught a nice fish on. Unfortunately, today I wasn't able to catch any bass, but I did catch that 1 pike there in UK, which really made up for it. And I got a taste for what this spinnerbait was all about. Again, be sure to use this promo code right here to receive $10 off your first MTB box. And be sure to check all the details in the description below so you can check out some of our apparel and purchase one of these MTB boxes for yourself. On that note, I'm heading out. I'm gonna go inside, cool off, and escape from this gnarly Texas heat. Be sure to stay tuned for another Googan video. We appreciate the view and keep fishing.